What happens when the dream doesn't die, but you quietly bury it so you can survive? What happens when you wake up every morning doing what needs to be done, while the life you wanted waits patiently in the background, unspoken, untouched, and almost forgotten? If you've ever told yourself, maybe this is just how life is now, then this story is for you. Before we go any further, subscribe to Echoes and Struggles. These stories aren't here to entertain you. They're here to reach you. Stay until the end, because what unfolds here may help you name the dream you stopped saying out loud and remind you why it still matters. Daniel Mercer was 39 years old and, by most measures, doing fine. He lived in Dayton, Ohio in a clean 2-bedroom apartment near a busy intersection. Not luxurious, not struggling, just steady. The kind of place where the bills got paid on time and nothing ever really changed. Daniel worked as an operations supervisor at a logistics company. Good salary, health insurance, a title that sounded important enough at family gatherings. He wore pressed button-down shirts, dark slacks, and shoes polished just enough to look responsible. Every weekday morning followed the same rhythm: alarm at 6:15, coffee brewing by 6:20, traffic by 6:50. From the outside, his life looked organized, reliable, grown up. But inside, something felt hollow. Daniel used to sketch, not casually, seriously. When he was younger, drawing was how he breathed. Architecture, street scenes, faces he passed once and never forgot. He dreamed of design school, of creating something that lasted. But dreams don't pay rent, so he chose stability, then responsibility, then silence. The sketchbooks were packed into a box years ago, still there, untouched, like a promise he never officially broke, just stopped keeping. Money could keep Daniel comfortable, but it couldn't quiet the question that followed him home every night. Is this really it? His parents were proud. His co-workers respected him. His friends said he was lucky, and that made the guilt worse. How do you explain dissatisfaction when nothing is wrong? One evening, Daniel stayed late at work, staring at spreadsheets that blurred together. His phone buzzed. A message from an old college friend, someone who had pursued art, struggled, failed, tried again. "I finally got my first exhibition." Daniel stared at the message longer than he should have. That night, alone in his apartment, he opened the box under his bed. Dust on the lid, sketchbooks inside, edges yellowed. He flipped one open. The drawings were good, better than he remembered. And that's when the thought landed, heavy and undeniable. This cannot continue. He wasn't angry. He wasn't dramatic. Just deeply tired of pretending he didn't want more. Let me pause here and ask you something honest. What part of yourself have you been protecting by staying silent? If that question touches something in you, leave a comment. Someone else needs to know they're not the only one. The shift didn't come from a motivational speech or a sudden breakthrough. It came from Mrs. Helen Carter, a quiet woman in her late 60s who lived down the hall. One Saturday morning, Daniel helped her carry groceries upstairs when the elevator broke. She noticed the rolled papers under his arm. "You draw?" she asked casually. "Used to," Daniel replied without thinking. She smiled. "I used to say that about singing." A week later, she knocked on his door. She ran a small community center, nothing fancy. They needed someone to help with a mural project for local kids. No pay, just time. Daniel almost said no. Then he heard himself say yes. The first day, he stood in front of a blank wall, paintbrush in hand, heart pounding like he was 16 again. The kids watched him, waiting. He drew the first line. It wasn't perfect, but it was alive. And for the first time in years, Daniel went home exhausted in a good way. Hope doesn't always arrive loudly. Sometimes it just shows up and waits to see if you'll answer. Daniel started volunteering every weekend. Then 2 evenings a week. He talked less about work and more about ideas. He reconnected with friends he'd drifted from. He apologized to himself for calling his dream unrealistic. At work, he requested reduced overtime. At home, he cleared a corner of his living room and bought new sketch pads. The fear didn't disappear, but courage grew louder. One afternoon, his manager asked him why he seemed different. Daniel hesitated, then told the truth. "I remembered who I was." That honesty cost him comfort, but it gave him dignity. Months later, a local cafe asked to display his work. It wasn't fame, it wasn't fortune, but it was real. And Daniel realized something important. Kindness had given him permission, but choice kept him going. A year later, Daniel stood in that same cafe, watching strangers study his drawings. He wasn't rich. He still worked his job, but his life felt aligned. He slept better, laughed more, breathed deeper. The dream hadn't changed. He had. The victory wasn't success. It was wholeness. Here's the truth distilled into one line. Dreams don't disappear. They wait for courage. So let me ask you, are you building walls around the life you settled for, or bridges toward the life you still want? What dream have you been silencing? If this story spoke to you, like, share, and subscribe to Echoes and Struggles. Your story isn't over, and neither is your dream. It's still waiting.